Greetings, Mech Warriors. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is TTB speaking, and welcome back to Mechwarrior Online and German Mechgineering. And today, guys, as you can see, it is time for a little bit of minestrone, the hearty vegetable soup that goes well with onion. The bronion is back, guys, and this time we're playing it with, what is that? An LBX autocannon, and I see missiles. And an AMS. What could that be? Well, let's go ahead and find out in a second, but as you guys can see, you have to expose quite a bit of your mech to be able to fire this thing, so be aware, guys, this thing is a mech for people that wants to go hard and aggressive, and that's what we'll do. And this is the build to go hard and aggressive. Light engine 285, no heatsink in there. Beagle active probe. Why Beagle active probe? Because we're running quad Streak 6s, and an LB10, and an AMS. Beautiful. Now we have the LB10 in the right torso. We've got 2 tons of ammo for the LB10. That should be enough in most cases, but we'll see. We'll see. But 2 tons of ammo should be enough, but it is on the tight side, so don't miss. Then we have 2 tons of ammo for the streaks in each leg and 1 ton of ammo in the left torso. And we've got AMS and AMS ammo. Now, if you feel that this ammo is not enough, drop the AMS and the ammo, add a half ton more LB10 and another ton of streak ammo. But for me, it just felt pretty good. And what you cannot do, unfortunately, with this, as long as you run AMS in here, or as long as you run light engine, like light ferro will also not work, as just demonstrated. It looks so tempting and so juicy, but you would have to drop the Beagle probe, and you don't want to drop the Beagle probe because most of your firepower here comes from the streaks, and that is one of your main strengths. So keep that Beagle probe in there to counter that one enemy ECM that will definitely come your way. Now, if you build this mech like I'm suggesting, and if you add the skills that I'm suggesting, then you will have 129 CT and 89 on the torsos. This thing is assault mech level armor. And you can use your left torso to tank. If you lose that left torso, you're losing an AMS and the streaks. That is fine. If you're even worried about losing the left torso, you can do this, where you move the ammo over there. Or you can have the AMS ammo in the cockpit. Not a problem. Cockpit has full armor. You wouldn't have to be scared about losing that in any way or form, so that should all be alright. What you could do if you wanted is you could lower the legs a little bit. You could move the ammo from the cockpit. I'm just going to demonstrate it here real quick. You lower the arms, you lower the legs a little bit, you lower the head a little bit, and you eke out another ton, and basically use that to add another heatsink. That is also possible, but in my opinion, definitely not needed. But I'll leave that up to you guys. I've shown you a few variants of this build now, but they all look the same. 58 firepower and about 62 kph speed. That's all we need. And this is the skill tree for this build. We're going to go with very little into firepower, actually. I only have a little bit of range in here and missile rack 2, plus missile spread and high explosive. And that is it. That's all I could get because I'm heavily going into the survival tree. This is going to be a frontline mech that just charges into the breach and is a giant menace. And for that, full survival tree, and we have AMS overload 1 and 2 because we're having FMS, and so we don't need shock absorbance 1 and 3. We can shave off 2 points from the skill tree here, but we will be very tanky. Nothing in mobility, nothing in jump jets. I chose to go full operations tree here to be as try to run this mech as cool as possible. I don't necessarily know if you have to. If you don't choose the operations tree here, you can go ahead and distribute those points, for example, into missile rack 1, and then you go over to this side and you can take magazine capacity 1 and LBX spread 1 as well. So if you find out that, hey, your heat management is fine, especially with double cool shot, then just drop the operations tree and reinvest that into the firepower tree. As far as sensors go, again, guys, with a brawler like that, seismic 1 and 2, and radar derp because you don't want to get lumped to hell. Even though you do have AMS, one AMS is more, it's team support. It's meant to absorb a little bit of damage from the team, but it's not meant to counter all the enemy lerms that are out there. So radar derp will definitely help. And then in the auxiliary tree, as I already said, a double cool shot with cool shot cooldown. And as I said, again, guys, if you find that you are running cool enough, drop the operations tree. Now, bear in mind, the heat scale limit for the streaks is 3 Streak SRM6 at the same time. So you either fire this 2, 2, and 1, or you just chain fire the streaks. But if you chain fire the streaks, I recommend you have a quick finger on the chain fire, because otherwise you might just shoot 1 or 2 volleys of streaks where you could have shot all the streaks into the target. So keep that in mind and choose whatever works best for you. For me, I went with mouse button 1, 2 streak 6s, mouse button 2, 2 streak 6s, and the thumb button for the LB10, and they work quite nicely. Alright, now enough about this. Let's go ahead and take this beautiful, beautiful Brawler Onion, this beautiful Bronion, into a match. Let's take it to the dropship and see how it performs. I'll see you there. Welcome to Hibernal Rift, everybody. We are here in our Brawler Onion, in our Bronion, as I like to call them, and we are slowly moving towards the center of the map. Teammate Hellbringer is a little bit skittish, so let's skirt around him and show him how to properly run in a circle and find an enemy assault back right across. That is a Supernova SRM6's UAC-20's build. That's a boiler that is very dangerous. I want to shoot him, but right now I can't shoot him properly because he is behind cover, and there's also teammates that you always have to keep in mind. Guys, with Streak SRMs, the biggest danger that you have from teammates is them just running into your line of fire and eating up the missiles that are actually meant for the enemy. So keep that in mind when you're shooting them. And also, this mech has very low slung arms, so it is kind of hard sometimes to get all those weapons to bear. So you gotta develop a feeling for that. It's gonna take a few matches. For me right now, I am in good condition still with my mechs, so we are going to push in onto that Supernova. He's probably dead by now. So let's go ahead, go for that Stormcrow, let him feel our streaks. As you can see, half my streaks actually hit the ground. Same thing again, powered by low mounted weapons. That was a little bit unfortunate. That's a lot of heat and a lot of missiles gone for nothing really gained, but that's alright. We're gonna go ahead and go after that enemy quick draw that is a little bit away from where he should be, and that is going to get punished by us severely. There we go, just trying to hit with the LB10 here, but I missed unfortunately, but that's alright, because ultimately we get the kill. And now we can go ahead and push in onto the enemy. Now, as you could see already, guys, the arm mounts are a huge problem. It is the same problem that all mechs have that are a little bit of a knuckle dragger in this game. They're severely hindered in what they can do, but you just gotta have to make it work by exposing it a little bit more and by just making sure that you get clear of any kind of obstacles when you try to fire. And if you hit the ground a little bit, well, it doesn't matter. At least you tried, right? Let's go in after them to see. Same thing's gonna happen again. Yeah, all my streaks are actually not hitting him because he is above me and he is on a slope. So we're not hitting very well. That's okay. We'll try again. Teammate is doing a little bit of a face-hugging motion. As I was always explaining, guys, do not do that because you're keeping your teammates from helping you shoot the enemy. Let's go on to that Stormcrow and keep on fighting. 77% left on my mech right now, and I'm just keeping the fight going as much as I can, and I'm trying to be constantly shooting. And if I'm not shooting, I'm trying to be cooling down, and I'm trying to conserve some heat here so that we can go in, for example, onto that Stalker, shoot him some more. Now we have to hold our fire again. Got the catapult in the way again, but that's alright. We just go for that other quick draw, and now we can go ahead and drop onto that Stalker and help our teammates take him out. 5 kills to 5 right now, so it's a very close game. Let's go on the corner here and maybe go into that enemy catapult here. He's got LB20s, so that's a slapperpult, and we want to make sure that we slap him down quickly because he's very dangerous to my teammates. So let's crit out his side torso. There we go. And now just work on him a little bit with our missiles and our LB10. And guys, if you heat cap too much, just shoot the LB10, it's basically heat neutral. There we go, he's dead. Now we can go in onto the enemy Stalker, overheat a little bit, but that's fine, and chase down the Wolverine, give him a shot with the LB10 to the CT. Shotgun to chest is dangerous. And now 9 kills to 6, it's looking good for us. We can go in, chase in after the Mortar to C, and start massaging him down a little bit. ERPBC and Gauss Rifles, yeah, you can brawl with me, dude. It's okay, I'm not afraid. I'm a freaking Inner Sphere Orion. Us guys are tanky. Okay, 2 kills left for us on the board, an enemy Warhammer and something else, so we're gonna go around the corner here and just immediately go up that slope if we can. Nope, never mind, the Warhammer is actually dropping down, it seems. So let's go around the corner and engage him from there. And the good thing is here, guys, if you are dealing with light mechs, you can easily brawl them down with your streaks. You are a menace to light and medium mechs, but you don't have to hide away from things like a Warhammer, for example. I mean, now I'm basically dead here, 36% left, my CT is very red. I've got teammates around here, but they're taking too long to kill the guy. So ultimately I fall here, but that's alright, guys, because my mech at this point is almost empty, I don't have much stuff left in the tank, and I'd rather give my mech and have my teammates survive than this guy kill mech after mech after mech of my buddies and us losing in the end. So I'm just gonna tank him and sacrifice my mech there. Now, the last guy, if I remember correctly, is AFK in the Delta 2 area somewhere, so this is an easy win for us. 11 kills over 8 final score. And I think it was a nice showcase of what this mech can do, but also of the limitations of this mech, and that you have to play it insanely aggressively in order to be able to make something happen with it. But if you do that, and if you keep that run going, if you can keep the damage going, then you're gonna have a really, really good and fun match. So let's go ahead and have a look at the scoreboard and see how we did ultimately in the end of this match here on Hybridal Rift. And the scoreboard says 2 killing blows, 7 assists, 3 kill most damage dealt, 956 damage done, and 4 components destroyed, 68 team damage. If you add that to the damage done, we're over 1000 damage. And yep, you will have a little bit of team damage. That is always people walking in front of your streaks. You just can't help it. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this content, of course, please make sure to check out my Patreon page and become an active supporter of Team TTB. And we're gonna jump right into the next game, and what's it gonna be? Look at that! All of a sudden it's summer on this map. The snow is gone, the ice is gone, and we're on good old Canyon network. And I have found the enemy, and the enemy is too far away. I can hit them with my LB10, but I can't do anything about these guys with my other weapons. So, long story short, we'll have to wait a little bit. We'll have to wait a little bit and see what the enemy does. And I come to realize that actually, contrary to what I said in the intro, I was doing all the streaks on one mouse button. But again, I'm just running it as an alpha strike button, and then if I have to, I will just chain fire pretty quickly, and that will alleviate the problem. Okay, so I see that my teammate over here has trouble with an enemy Hellbringer, and I'm thinking, I can leave that light guy alone, or I can follow him, help him with that Hellbringer, and gain another different angle on the enemy team. I'm not going to do huge damage this round. I already know that at this point, because we're very far out here, that Hellbringer is probably alone, but he's going after my spider. Now he realizes, nope, there's a little bit more than just a spider here. Gotta be careful though, because light mechs like that are prone to face hugging, and that's exactly what the little guy is doing. He sees missiles flying, he should know not to face hug too much, and boom, gets hit by my last salvo. It's a good thing I was chain firing at this point to conserve heat and not alpha striking, because if I do an alpha strike of Streak 6s to my teammate's back, he's dead. And it's his own fault at this point. Do not face hug if you have teammates around, guys. It's just not a very smart thing to do. Okay, so now that we've helped the light mech, let's go ahead and push further towards Echo 5 and Delta 5 and see if we can take a side position towards the enemy team. Since my teammates are all in the middle still, and since there is nobody down in the Charlie 3 area, I'm guessing that the enemy team is probably all up on that ridge in Charlie 5 and Charlie 4, and it looks like most of them are. So I'm gonna opt to go around the right side here and just use my LB10 here to engage a little bit, expose myself, do a little bit of damage, and all the while I'm doing this, I'm hoping that my teammates will see the opening and go straight for the enemy, because if I don't do that right now, my teammates are gonna eat all that fire, and we have 5 kills over 1, so the match is pretty secure at this point. But I don't want to jinx it. Oh, by the way, speaking about jinxing it, that's a flea. Now you see him. Now you don't. This mech is a huge surprise to light mechs. You do not expect an onion to run streaks. Okay, so now we see the enemy targets over here, and they have dug down pretty deeply actually. 6 kills over 3 at this point, so this is not insanely close, but still close. And as you can see, they all had an aim on my teammates in the middle, and now I'm coming in from the side. I'm forcing them to deal with me. And I've got an onion, I've got an Orion. I am quite tanky. So I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to shoot down this guy's arm, I'm going to engage the hunchback down below, open up his side torso, make him ready to die. Basically, I've sacrificed my mech, big time, I should have twisted a little bit more, to allow my team to go in and get some kills now, because it seems like that was sorely needed. My side torso is gone now. Still, okay, finally teammates are pushing in slowly. Slowly but surely we're pushing in. Let's go ahead and see if we can get another shot in, or maybe another salvo. The Denitor is CT open, should be dead in 1 shot. And other than that, I don't see many more targets around here. I just hear a lot of Irish music being played. Very nice, all those juicy kills going through. and only one guy left at this point. Beautiful. So, as I said, guys, the sacrificial play worked again this time. Teammates saw the opening, teammates then used that opening to get closer and then overwhelm the enemy. So it looks like it's gonna be a 12 kills to 4. I'm just walking very gingerly right now, using my side torso to shield, trying not to present my CT. Because that linebacker has medium pulses. Now we gotta be careful. He can alpha strike me to death one shot. So let's see, maybe we can get a hit in on him. I don't think it's gonna be possible though if he vanishes behind the cover there. Yeah, not possible at this point. So smart thing to do, guys, to see what he's doing is I'm using Q right now to bring up my teammate, and I saw that my teammate's health was ticking down, so I know the linebacker is still around here, even though he is not locked by my teammate. Since my teammate is getting damaged and the linebacker has line of sight weapons and shooting at him, I know that he's around in that area and he hasn't crossed through the middle. So nice, neat little trick that you now know if you've watched the video to this point, and the other people, they will die dumb. 1 killing blow, 7 assists, 1 solo kill, 3 KMDs, 521 damage done, only 7 team damage. Yeah, that's the 1 Streak 6 to the back, and 5 components destroyed. Guys, if you enjoyed this content, as always, check out my Patreon page, become an active supporter of Team TTB. See you soon.